All right, so big salute and shout out to the UGC. Shout out to Trav FDY and shout out to IBFP for dropping videos in regards to this Kell Brook. I saw the interview from Michelle Joy Phelps. She asked Bud Crawford would he be willing to fight in the UK, and then she brought up Kell Brook. So it was nice the way she set that question up. And Crawford responded by saying, "Make 147 and I'll dust him off." Now, this is how I feel about this fight. Crawford, I feel, is on a different level than Brook. Um, Unbiased fans know Triple G destroyed Kell Brook, and Errol Spence came right behind that and just, put more damage to Kell Brook. So Crawford defeating Kell Brook at this point is not going to really do anything. But this is the thing about it. Shout out to Trav because he made a good point. This has been a very inactive year for Bud Crawford. 2 fights, man. 2 fights. If I'm not mistaken, he fought Amir Khan, and then he's getting ready to fight Kavaliauskas, later on this year in December. That's not an active year, man. And he could have just stayed busy and got the fight with Brook. And now there can be a narrative pushed out there that Bud Crawford ducked Kell Brook. Now, do I think Bud Crawford is ducking Kell Brook? No, but if the fight was offered to him, being that Kell Brook is the name, I'm sure it would have been a decent payday, especially if it was in the UK. And he could have just stayed busy, Crawford could have actually took this fight, man. He could have actually took this fight. And despite him not being able to, not getting credit, 100% credit for beating Brook, because I believe that he would not only beat Brook bad, but just stop him and just probably retire this dude. But it's certain fights at 147 Crawford still needs to take. Now, he's my number 1 pound for pound. I've talked about this already, simply because this guy is he's done everything that you want the fighters to do. He's fought in multiple weight classes. He's been undisputed already. He's a current WBO champion at 147. Wants all the top competition, but all the top competition at 147 are acting like he don't exist. So you got to go for the next best competition. And I don't, I understand you got to fight your mandatory, but that was set for this. That fight is set for December. He could have got this Kell Brook fight in there before this fight in December. And so I mean it's I'm a little stuck in the middle on that. And I think that, to me, at 147 Crawford does need to get more quality wins. Like, he needs to do more for me to just be convinced that he is the goods at 147, because I know he's the goods, don't get me wrong. One of my favorite fighters, in boxing right now. My number 1 pound for pound right now. That does not mean that he can't get this smoke, or it does not mean that we can't put him in the hot seat when it comes to turning down fights. Because I remember when Jose Benavidez called him out. He took that fight. Now, I don't know where Kell Brook is ranked as far as the WBO is concerned. And IBFP made some good points that this guy fought his last few fights at 154. Understand that, but good point that Kell Brook made. Signed a contract, and I'll worry about making the weight. And like Trav said, I kind of got to side with Kell Brook on that. If you didn't sign a contract, you can't tell somebody to make weight just because. What you want to see him fight another guy so that you can see him make weight, and then you're going to sign a contract. It just looks like Crawford's side didn't want this fight, or they just weren't interested in the fight. And then some people can say, well, you can look at that as a duck, because Kell Brook, man, he's fought top guys. Despite his losses to Triple G and Errol Spence, it looks like this guy still wants to fight top competition. So you gave Amir Khan a shot. Why not Kell Brook? Amir Khan fought at 154. He fought Canelo Alvarez at 154. And I think he fought, what was that guy? Vargas or something like that. He fought another guy at 154, if I'm not mistaken. So I really don't see the difference, man. I don't have no problem with people giving Crawford flame for this shit. I'm just being real. Because, let Kell Brook worry about making weight. But if you really want the fight, you interested in the fight, you just sign a contract and let's just get the shit on. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this, man. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on Crawford not accepting the Kell Brook fight. Do you consider it a duck? Or do you just feel like, hey, Crawford's not going to get no credit for that, so why even bother entertaining that when he's not going to get credit for it anyway, coming off, being that Triple G and Errol Spence already destroyed the guy. And then, in his last fight against the stripper dude, Zarafa, whatever his name is, that was a freaking tough fight he was in. He looked terrible in that fight. So, I don't know, man, but I really feel like Crawford should have took that fight, man. He probably should have just took the fight despite the naysayers and critics. Maybe they would have put more pressure on the Errol Spence side, and they could have just said, well, Crawford did it better than him, got him out of there quicker, even though they'd be like, well, he's leftovers. But it is what it is. A lot of people have to fight other people's leftovers. You got to get those journeymen, those veterans, those former champions on your resume as well. And we got to remember, Crawford is still a fairly new champion. He's only fought at 140. He's fought 3 fights, I believe, at 147. So I still need to see more from Crawford at 147. And I think that he has the talent to beat all of those top guys. But I still felt like, people can use this against him and say that he ducked the Kell Brook fight. And then it's a very, very inactive year. Crawford was letting it be known before that he wanted to stay active, fight as much as possible. If this was a guy who was available, who has a name and a good payday, why not just get him out the way? Go ahead and retire the dude. So y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. Big salute to the UGC. Make sure y'all go to the homepage, click the channels tab, and subscribe to my brothers there. Peace.